catching cheaters and proud of it.
Ow, I'm sorry.
It's your home for War of the Roses on Mojo in the Morning.
So Brian thinks that is it your wife, Brian?
Yeah.
You think that there's something going on between her and her ex, and it happens when she's around their kids?
Yes.
What happens?
She kisses her ex on the lips, and it makes me crazy, seeing that type of thing.
What do you mean? Like when is she around her ex that kiss him on the lips?
Because she's got joint custody with her kids. So every time she goes to drop them off or pick them up, she does that. And, she sees I'm there sometimes, so she'll do it in front of me. And she's acting like because that she does it in front of me, she's not hiding anything. But I don't like it. We've talked about boundaries, and I don't think I really need to explain this.
So you told her you don't like it, but she continues to do it?
Yeah, of course. I've told her I don't like her doing that, and she still does it. She says it's
But
not
right in front of you.
Yeah. She
That's
thinks I'm
interesting.
overreacting.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, honestly, that's interesting that she's doing it in front of you, so at least she's not hiding it.
Well, that's what she's saying, but I don't know if that makes it right. If you told her it makes them uncomfortable.
Of course,
Is she somebody who kisses everybody on the lips, like friends, everybody? Like, is it a typical greeting for her?
I'm married to her, and I've only seen it with him.
And who's the initiator of the kiss? Because you know how somebody goes in for a kiss right away?
But you could change. If it's
Well, that's what I'm going to wonder
Yeah.
about. Who does he ever initiate the kiss to her?
At this point, I think they've done it so much that it's kind of like what they do. I don't know if there's
yeah. Because
Wow.
if someone wants to kiss me on the lips and I don't want to kiss them on the lips, I'm deflecting. I'm not kissing on the lips.
Could you imagine how weird that would be? I mean, listen, you're a very patient guy.
I'm friends with my ex, but I still wouldn't think about kissing him on the lips at
Do
this
you guys ever
point.
hug?
We hug. Yeah, but even
Okay.
like a hug isn't like it's not like a good
Is it a
tight
bro hug,
squeeze.
like a half
It's like
hug?
a quick, I
Is it?
appreciate you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We're going to call and we're going to see where she's going to send a dozen free roses. It's our War of the Roses. Brian, mute your phone.
Hello.
Hi, is this Sydney?
Yeah.
Hi, Sydney. My name is Nicole, and I'm calling from a new online floral company called rosesbloom.com. I'm actually calling with an offer for some free flowers for you with a little twist. We're hoping that you will select a male to send this free floral arrangement to. A recent survey showed that 60% of men would actually enjoy receiving flowers. So we're trying to grow our business there. And I'm hoping that you have about 30 seconds to answer 2 quick survey questions for me, and we can get these flowers off today. And again, it's not going to cost you anything.
Can you tell me how you got my first and last name?
Honestly, I believe our company just buys lists from something else that you signed up for.
Ugh, that is so annoying. That's why I always click,
I'm sorry.
Information. I know. It's just
Not my
at least
fault.
It seems cool. Yeah.
But this
cool.
is nice because again, it's free.
You're not going to ask me to pay for anything. I'm not going to have to give you
Nope.
credit card or any
Nope.
personal.
Nope, none of that. Literally, you're going to answer these 2 questions. I'm going to start an account for you, and then hopefully in the future when you order
hang on,
flowers,
hold on,
you'll use
hold on,
us.
Hold on. Starting an account. So am I going to get monthly? Or are you going to bill me next
Nope.
month kind of a thing? It's not like a subscription.
No, if you
Okay,
if you
go
use
ahead.
us again, we'll already have your information on file. It just makes it easier. I promise
Again,
you
but
it's
I
not
don't have
sketchy.
to- Wait, hold on. I'm just sketched out because you knew my last name. That's kind of weird. So I'm just making sure this isn't something I'm signing up for, to be billed or something.
You are not signing up for anything except to get the flowers out today. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trusting you.
Okay.
That sounds, okay. What are the questions?
Have you purchased flowers in the last 6 months, Sydney?
Let me think about that. Hang on. I actually did for my mom. Yeah.
Okay. And do you plan on purchasing flowers in the next 6 months?
That I don't know. I usually just send my mom flowers like once a year for her birthday. So,
Okay.
Not sure about that.
Okay. As a thank you for participating in that survey, rosesbloom.com is now authorized to provide you with this free floral arrangement. So I first need to get the first and the last name of who these are going to go to.
Okay. And I can just pick anybody. Doesn't matter.
You can
guy or
pick
girl?
anybody. We're kind of promoting one certain arrangement, and it's definitely more masculine, I would say, if that makes sense.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I'll send them to Brian.
Okay, and before I get Brian's phone number from you, I am creating this account again, just so when you order from us, it's easier in the future. What is his relationship to you?
He's my husband.
Okay. And Sydney, this is something unique to our service as well. We can also do what's called a digital voice cards. You can leave your own message that will get played when the flowers get delivered via a text that Brian will receive. Did you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, so just think of something kind of short and sweet to say, and I'll count you down, and you can go ahead. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm not that creative. I feel like I'm on the spot here. Okay.
Okay, you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, babe. Hope these make you smile. Have a great day. No, that was bad. That was bad. Like, I don't even know what to say.
No, that was actually good.
For my
It was
husband.
good.
Is that okay?
It was
All right.
perfect. Yep. Sydney, real quick, I have to let you know that this call is being recorded for quality and training purposes. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sydney, I'm going to jump on so that I can gather the rest of the info, and then we're going to send those flowers off. But I have to say one last thing to you. While we were asking you who you wanted to send flowers to, that your husband, Brian, heard every word that you just said, because this is the Mojo in the Morning Show, and we were doing the War of the Roses.
I thought so.
You thought so.
I kind of thought something in me was like, this is.
So does that mean that you would have sent them to Brian, or would you have sent them to somebody else?
You know, I've never sent a guy flowers, so I mean.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was
But-
like.
Well, this is an experiment,
my
but
husband's gonna be like, what? Why are you? I don't know.
So-
I feel like my husband would be like, what did you do? How much did you spend on Amazon this month? You know?
I do have to ask you a couple of quick questions here. And first off, say hi to Brian.
Hey, Brian.
We have to ask you one quick question before we let you go and before we send these flowers off. And it's the reason why we're calling you. Brian's weirdness in why he wanted us to try War of the Roses with you all stems from the fact that he told us that when you and your ex-husband greet each other, you guys kiss each other. And that kind of threw all of us off, because I think we were all surprised that you're kissing your ex-husband.
Okay, you're really making this a thing?
You,
Because like this isn't a thing.
you don't think that that's an unusual thing? It doesn't seem very common. I would think.
Okay, well I can understand how maybe like some people would think that that's weird, but my ex and I had a very amicable divorce. I have 2 kids that, you know, go back and forth.
Yeah.
I want to show a proper example that mom and dad don't have some messed up, like, anger and, like, you know, I don't want to, like, I want my kids just to see that we're, like, happy and fine.
That's,
I get
it's
all of that.
admirable. Yeah, it's good to be amicable, and we know on this show firsthand it's great when you have that opportunity. But he also told you how much it bothers him, and you still do it right in front of him.
Well, and I guess I do it in front of him to let him know there's no issue. I don't know. Like, I've had the conversation with my kids, like, mommy and daddy still love each other. We just, you know, don't always get along. I don't.
How old are your kids?
3.5 and 5.
Oh, so they are
So I
young.
feel like a bubble
So-
in my throat. I'm like, there's 3.5 and 5.
So can I just say that it does make them feel uncomfortable Am I right in saying that, Brian?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
So maybe one thing that you could do is let Brian also get in on the kiss.
Okay, but
But I do think there are other. I mean, even just like a good hug would still show them that like mom and dad are good. We we love each other and we have a good relationship without it affecting Brian so severely.
Yeah, and I mean, I love him. So my current husband, I don't, I don't have to.
Like you don't want to mess up that relationship.
No, and I mean, I don't have a problem like pulling back.
Why don't
If it really bothers him that much, I mean, I can pull back.
We're going to send those flowers off, and we're also going to discuss this some more with our listeners to see what their thoughts are on this.
Oh, great. Okay, so now I'm the topic of the day that I kissed my ex. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Hold on 1 second, okay?
This is the home of War of the Roses.
We love Mojo in the morning.
Mojo in the morning.
Mojo in the Morning Show. All right. Let's get into this thing here right now. It's nice to know that we don't necessarily have a cheating situation here, right? I mean, even though I think that we got a little had by Sydney, where she knew or acted like she knew that it was us. But man, the topic is unbelievable. Is it okay to still be kissing your ex if that ex is the father of your children? Oh, I want to know about this whole thing. Actually, we have somebody that speaks from experience on this. I'm going to grab you first just because I want to know the whole story. So, Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mojo.
How you doing? So you were with a woman, and she would kiss other guys?
So, just a little bit about my background. So, I'm a police officer. So, if you guys hear my radio coming through, I apologize in advance.
Are we on duty right now?
I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Breaker. Well, thank you for serving. We appreciate it. So,
Thank you.
What's the story?
So, I was married for 13 years, and, my ex-wife, she was the love of my life. There wasn't anything I wouldn't do for her. I worshiped her. We had 2 beautiful daughters together, and we had a vow renewal 10 years into it. Like, I thought she was my soulmate. That's who I was going to die with. But she had this really bad habit when she'd go to parties, or when we'd go to parties together, she'd kiss other dudes. And she'd kiss them on the cheek, and she'd always tell me, well, we're just friends, so it's fine. But I told her I wasn't comfortable with it.
Were they friends of yours, like mutual friends of yours that she was kissing?
Yeah, they were like mutual friends.
Guy friends. But she would kiss them on the cheek, you say?
She would only kiss them on the cheek.
Okay.
But I was still uncomfortable with it because she wouldn't do that to anybody else.
Would she
Even
kiss
other mutual guy friends, she wouldn't kiss. It would only be like 1 or 2 guys who I knew she kind of had a little crush on.
Oh, wait, and you knew she had a crush on them.
Like thought they were cute or hot or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell,
Yeah.
when there's a little bit of chemistry between 2 people, especially when you're social drinkers like we were.
Okay.
So once you told her this bothered you, did she stop?
No, she kept doing it.
Mm.
And so that was just something, to me, it was a red flag. But, I wanted to make the marriage work. So it was just something I kind of ignored.
Mm-hmm.
But it led to issues. There was one time at a wedding, I actually got into a fist fight with somebody because she kissed this dude, and then his wife, went up and assaulted her.
Oh,
Assaulted your wife?
Yeah.
She obviously felt uncomfortable, too.
Yeah, so, and I'm not going to say she didn't have that one coming, but she was my wife. I had to stick up for her.
Sure.
All right, so let's
at
fast
some
forward
point,
this now.
Yeah, at some point this got messy because you're saying that she is now your ex-wife. So what happened that was the straw that broke the camel's back?
So this wasn't why we broke it off. This was something I just ignored for 13 years.
Okay.
And eventually as soon as she got a job where she doubled her income, she went from working, like part-time at a hospital to working full-time in the private sector. She left me like instantly. It was like, when somebody treats their spouse like that, who they took vows to spend the rest of their life with, and they pledged undying love and loyalty to, I mean, you'd think that if they loved you, they wouldn't just keep doing something that they knew made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, don't make me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry that that happened. I think it's very, very sad. I do have to tell you, though, that in this case, I think it might be a little different. And I'm playing devil's advocate on this one, but it's an ex-husband and father of your children. And if she's only kissing in front of the children, is it really that bad? Joe, is it bad that she's kissing her ex?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely bad. Brian needs to leave. Like, she is not respecting those boundaries. I mean, we're not trying to, create more cheaters with our children. Kids are perfectly fine seeing their mom and dad, happy as friends. There's no reason to be kissing on the lips. And I feel like if we would have done the three-way call-in this morning between her and her husband, we would have caught them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? We thought about the three-way. We asked if we could do it, and it was not something that Brian wanted to do. We had to respect his wishes on that one. Otherwise, we would have. Aaron, Mojo on the Morning Show, your comment?
Hi, Mojo. I have divorced parents. All my half-siblings have divorced parents. They've never kissed after being divorced, and they shouldn't. It's super weird.
There's plenty of ways to show you're friendly and you get along without it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an adult. If I saw my parents kiss on the lips, it would be so weird to me.
Yeah, wouldn't it? That'd be weird. Can you listen? I have to tell you this, that I have friends with the divorced parents. When their divorced parents want to sit on the same side of a table, it was weird for them, and I don't think that's good. That you want the problems with each other where they're not happy with each other, but it's weird when all of a sudden a little affection comes into play, right? But it is weird. I will say this. It's nice. Like, I think it's nice when you see couples that get divorced and they can be civil with each other. But there is a point where civility needs to separate itself.
Not even that. There's a line.
Yes. I think
there's a boundary.
And I honestly think this, and I don't know if this is the case. I don't know if it's ever been the case with you, Shannon. But I think that sometimes, I don't think that you need to necessarily call each other and talk to each other if it's not necessarily about the kids. I really don't. Because I think if I was in a relationship, if I was married or dating a woman who had children, and I know she was constantly calling her husband or ex-husband
for stuff that was not related to,
and it had nothing to do with my kids,
children.
I'd be uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
So I think that there's got to be even Brian said boundaries is like the big word in relationships. Lynette.
Hey, how are you guys? Love you.
We love you too. Hold on, I haven't had Vonda in a while.
We love you too.
What's going on?
Hey, I want to let you know I am divorced, and I'm married to my second husband, but never any time did I, kiss my former husband. I think really it's awesome to have a great relationship, but I think you're kind of crossing the line when you actually kiss them, and I think that's just another.
Would you hug each other?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we would hug each other.
Lingering hugs?
No, quick hugs.
Yeah.
But I think you're kind of sending your kids a mixed message of crossing that line and actually kissing that person.
Yeah. It's confusing for them.
Yeah, it's confusing for them, but I have the best of both worlds. I mean, I have a great relationship with my ex-husband and a great relationship with my second husband, and actually they both get along well. So we can have family events. They actually hang out together, drink beer together, and I'm so blessed.
Yeah, you want to know how it doesn't get well? You start kissing.
That'll never happen.
Or you know what also happens? Hot tubbing. Don't ever hot tub together as couples. That's a bad.
You think that'd be obvious, but we have to say it sometimes.
Jamie, what's going on? It's Mojo in the Morning.
So I have 4 kids, and the father of my 4 children, we were not together up until we got back together recently. But I'd always kiss him. He's the father of my kids. He's my best friend. So for me to kiss, hug him, hold his hands, even while I was with my significant others at the time, they all knew that this is a boundary you're not going to invade.
This
This
is
is
this is
So
a
you
boundary.
you would even hold his hand and stuff.
Oh yes, because we're best friends. So even when we weren't
Uh-huh.
together, he was still my shoulder to cry on, my rock.
How old were your
Now
kids
we are-
going through the process of divorce?
We were never. It was always a breakup. We weren't married until recently.
Okay.
But we've been together off and on 22 years.
How old were the kids when that breakup happened?
They were all different ages. Anywhere, my oldest was anywhere from 5 on down.
And there was
to
no
a
confusion for them to like why everything still looks the same, but you're not together anymore. Like they.
No, there was no confusion because me growing up, we went on family vacations with my stepdad's ex-wife and her husband.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, it was normal. But holding his hand, kissing him, it was a friendship love at the time. And we're now married, been married for 3 years.
You're married to each other again?
This is our first marriage.
Okay.
But
They were
yes,
just dating
we
the
are
whole
now
They were
married.
just dating. So okay.
Yep.
So see, I will say this to you. You had feelings for him all along and not feelings for the other guys. And that's why you were still doing it.
Probably, and that's probably correct.
Okay. Because I think the problem that you had more so than even kissing and holding hands, which is awkward, you confided in him. So you used him as
we
your
also went
confidant.
on-
That's
we
more
also
intimate than even kissing sometimes.
Yes, and he also went on family vacations with me and my children, and he was a part of the family.
Yeah. That would have been, if I was in a relationship with you, I would have been fearful the entire time that you guys were messing around, which probably happened. But Andre, what's going on?
Hey, Mojo, how are you?
I'm okay, Andre. Will you add a little light to this War of the Roses?
Yeah, I think her and her ex-husband to get them a LeBron James fist pound. I think a good fist pound.
Yeah.
Really
Don't say the word pound. Bump.
Fist bump. Yeah.
A good fist pound would be good because you want to respect your mate's wishes. When someone tells you that it makes them feel uncomfortable in a marriage, you should do your best to try because that's grounds for disaster. So a good LeBron James fist bound between the exes,
Exactly.
that'd be awesome.
That's a good idea. Thank you for the call. Angela was the child in a relationship where parents were divorced and they did kiss each other.
Yeah, they did it when I was younger, and they didn't really do it in front of me. My mom just always told me that they still have love for each other, and then they eventually stopped, and right now she doesn't want to talk to him because he's crazy, so they grew out of it.
So wait, so you never got to see them kissing, but your mom would tell you that they would kiss when they were not around you. So did you think anything else also happened?
No, it wasn't. It was they were just in the front room, and I was just a hallway away, so I knew.
Yeah. And were they both in other relationships, or were they just divorced and single?
They were never married, but yeah, they were both in other relationships.
Because that would be awkward. Did they do it in front of the other relationships, or did the other relationships not know?
They definitely didn't do it in front of them. I'm not even sure if they knew.
Yeah. It's wild. Do you because you didn't know about it until later, but do you think that as a young child you would have been a little confused if you saw your mom and dad in the other room kissing?
No, because I knew about it. Like I said, I was just a room away, and it was always just like a peck on the lips, and that was it, and a hug.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny with kids because I think that there are times, and I don't know if this happens at all, in many divorced relationships, but your kids get hope that their mom and dad are going to be together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if they see that you guys are getting affectionate with each other, that's even more hope.
Right.
So,
You guys have a great day.
thank you. I appreciate it. Good old LeBron fist pound, he says.
Your home of the phone scams. War of the Roses. And the Dirty on the 30.
Mojo in the morning.
This is Mojo in the Morning.